Okay, guys, let's move on to number 2. So number 2 is going to be a little bit more involved than number 1 was. Let me get this out of the way so that you guys can see what's going on. Probably not a good idea to put it on that side, so let's put it in the bottom corner there. Oh, let's make sure we have our correct writing utensil first before we decide to toss it away. Okay. So we have moles of sulfuric acid. It's asking me how many moles of sulfuric acid can be produced when 120 grams of sulfur dioxide combines with water. Okay. So what you need to identify is where you're starting and where you need to go, right? So you are starting with grams of sulfur dioxide, okay? And you need to make your way to moles of sulfuric acid. There is only one way to get there. You are going to go from grams of sulfur dioxide to moles of sulfur dioxide to moles of sulfurous acid. Okay, check your molar map to make sure that you are correct and going in the right direction. You're going from grams to mole, then you're going to cross over your dotted line into moles. Okay. In terms of your conversion factors, when you're going from gram to mole, you guys should know that you're going to use the molar mass. And when you were going from mole to mole, you were going to use the mole ratio. All right, this one is slightly more complicated just because you're going to need to calculate your your molar mass, right? So please don't forget those skills that you learned. So I'm going to put it over here. So we have SO2, and we're going to calculate the molar mass. So you need to take a look at your periodic table. You know that you have 1 sulfur, so that's 1 times 32.07. And then you have 2 oxygen. I'm going to use 16 because it makes my life easier. Remember, this unit is going to be grams per mole. Let's do some calculations. We have 32.07 plus 16 times 2. You can use your calculator, but I'm going to do it in my head. That is going to be 32. You're going to add them up to find your total molar mass. So it is going to be 64.07, and that's grams per mole. That is your molar mass of sulfur dioxide. Okay, now that we have the molar mass, now we can go about calculating the rest of the problem. So what I'm going to do is over here, I'm going to put 64.07. So I know that that is the molar mass that I need to use. And then I am going to erase some of this other business so that you guys will have a better view of what I am doing in this problem. Okay. So let's get it. Okay, so I'm just going to follow the molar map that I outlined, right? So I'm going from grams of sulfur dioxide to mole of sulfur dioxide to mole of sulfurous acid. So I am starting with 128 grams of sulfur dioxide. Put it over 1. I have grams in the numerator. That means I need grams in the denominator, which means I'm going to have moles on top. That is the other unit for molar mass. I just calculated that number. 1 mole of sulfur dioxide is 64.07 grams. And then you are going to look at your next conversion factor. So please make sure that your units cancel the way that they're supposed to. Gram goes away, gram goes away. Now we have a mole of sulfur dioxide in the numerator. That means I need mole of sulfur dioxide in the denominator, and I'm looking for mole of sulfurous acid on the top. Now, the way to figure out this is, remember, your mole ratio is based on your balanced equation. This one is also another easy one. It is a 1-to-1. Okay? Once again, make sure your units cancel and you end up where you're supposed to be. And you are there. This is your first conversion. That is your second conversion. Okay? And as long as your calculator treats you right, you should get the right answer. So if you were to solve this, you're going to take your calculator, you're going to take 128, you're going to divide it by 64.07, and you are going to end up with a whopping, I'm just going to round it to a 2. And remember your unit, that is going to be mole of H2SO3, also known as sulfurous acid. Okay, and that is the answer to number 2.